Hi everyone and welcome back to another brand new episode of the Intuitive Psychology Podcast. I am your host Jill Ritchie and I'm here with my lovely co-founder and fellow host Sarah Gregg.
Hello.
I had a little wobble of my arm there. Sarah Gregg.
What
Sarah Gregg. Here she is. Ta-da.
Ta-da.
We're here as part of the mini-series, Sarah, on becoming. And today we're going to keep this really short and succinct. Now, I know those kind of words aren't really in my vocabulary, but I'm going to try and keep to time. This is all about punchy 5 things that you really need to know before becoming a coach, Sarah.
Yes. Okay. We're going to keep this short and punchy and give you as much valuable information as we possibly can. So let's start with number 1, and that is accreditation. Accreditation. Times have really changed in the coaching industry. It used to be very acceptable that you could coach based purely on your own life experience. And look, we know some fantastic coaches who haven't gone through an accreditation process, who, you know, just have naturally kind of learnt skills. And that at one time would have worked in the industry. You still would have got the same access to opportunities as, say, someone who had an accreditation. However, that has changed significantly. Accreditation is extremely important, and you want to be looking for accreditation by specific bodies. So there's a lot of training organizations out there that will say we are accredited, but you need to go a layer deeper and look who they're accredited by. For example, if it just says like CIPD, that's not an official coaching body. That's a continued professional development body. So while it looks all fancy and nice, it actually really doesn't mean anything in terms of showing your ability to coach. You want to look for 2 key professional global bodies. One is the ICF, the International Coaching Federation, and 2 is the Association for Coaching. Both are highly regarded institutions, both are well respected, and both are global. So you want to look for accreditations from those 2 bodies, and here's why. Number 1, clients are looking for it. You will know this yourself. Coaching is an unregulated industry. We've seen a huge rise in the number of coaches, but specifically statistics show the number of untrained, unaccredited coaches. And so clients want to make sure that the coach that they work with has gone through a suitable training framework, especially the level of coaching that is being done now. Clients often are coming with, you know, small T trauma, maybe even big T trauma. They're looking for deeper work that's in higher demand. And so they want to make sure that someone else has seen and observed and accredited their training. Organizations are also looking for this. Festivals are also looking for it. We've been in this industry for a long time, and it's only really been, I'd say, in the past like 3, maybe 4 years, that I've been asked for my accreditation. Like specific festivals have said to me, before you come, we need to make sure that you are accredited and you have those things in place. So please look for that. Don't be fooled by fancy sales of approval that honestly is just another business model for a way for a training organization to look like they are professional and credible, but maybe aren't going through the process. So to give you an example, we're accredited by the Association for Coaching. We chose that because we wanted to go through a robust and rigorous process that involved an 82-page application. It involved submitting our lesson plans. It involved sending out various policy documents, our full structure that was assessed, and we were given the gold seal of approval for that. Other professional companies out there will just ask for like basic information. So you want that accreditation to be specific to coaching.
It also gives you confidence as well.
It does.
I think all of our coaches are so confident for many reasons, the level of training that they've gone through, but having that accreditation gives you confidence going into work with organisations, putting yourself forward for things. And it's a shame, Sarah mentioned there's so many people doing incredible things, like, you know, they're trained in various different modalities. And we had a conversation with someone the other week who was saying, you know, I trained in all these incredible modalities, but because I'm not accredited, I can't get into X, Y, and Z. That's how important it is now. That is why people are asking for it. So if you are not accredited, get accredited, because it gives you so many more opportunities, guys. And if you're thinking about becoming a coach, please make sure that they are accredited, and do not be afraid to ask the question. Even if you see it on a website, we can all copy and paste. Okay, I'm just saying, make sure you ask the right questions, which leads me into point number 2, making sure that you have researched a number of companies. Okay, you will get a feel for different companies. Maybe you're looking at 2 or 3 right now. Make sure that you are looking through their website. Is it informative? Are they answering your questions? Is there frequently asked questions? Are there testimonials? Are there ways that you can contact potentially some of these graduates that have been through the training and actually speak to them? A really good organisation will not be afraid to let you reach out to their coaches. I mean, for us, you could reach out to any of our coaches. We would not filter who that would be. We wouldn't have okay, here's 4 people that we will put in front of people. We would say, contact any one of our coaches. Lots of them are on our Coach Direct and our websites. Most of them are on either LinkedIn, Instagram, both. We're not afraid for anyone to contact them. I think it's so important that you hear from other people that have been through it, and not just 1 or 2 in a highlight reel, because a lot of organisations will maybe show the best of the best. You want to be able to look at a suite of different people that are in that training, that have experienced the training. Like I said, is there curriculum there? Is everything available to you? If not, is there a way that you can contact them? Having a discovery call as well is important. It's all part of that research. It comes under that research banner. Research these people, ask questions, have the discovery call. And when you're having that discovery call, make sure that you have a list of questions that you want to get answered. A really good professional organisation are happy to give you time to answer all of your questions. And typically, like a discovery call can be anything for us, Sarah, I would say minimum 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Up to an hour. We've had some that have been up to an hour before, because some people have more questions, and that's okay. It is so important that you don't go away feeling like, I didn't want to ask that question. I felt a little bit uncomfortable asking that question. There is no question that you should ever feel uncomfortable asking people when you have a discovery call. The discovery calls are there. It does what it says in the tin. It's to discover more about the organisation. It also gives those people who are running, the training an opportunity to ask you questions. Again, for us, we need to know more about the people that are coming through. We know every single person that comes through training, about their families, about their goals, their values, their dreams, their aspirations, and we make it a point to get to know those people. There are some people that come and speak to us in discovery calls and it's not for them. There should never be pressure during that discovery call to ever feel like you need to sign up.
Yeah, I could not agree more with all of that. Like, check things like video testimonials as well on the website. If they're just written, sadly, anyone can type out a testimonial, but is there real life people that you can watch sharing their experience? Number 3 is cohort size. So cohort size is really important. So you want just to be aware of how many people you're going to be learning and training with. Is it a small cohort? Like for us, we keep our small at 25. Is it a larger cohort where there's maybe like 100, 200, sometimes more on that training call? And how does that feel for you? Like, we're not here to tell you like how that feels, but like, do you want that more personalized learning support where your tutors really know you, they understand you, they're guiding you through, they're acting as mentors? Or do you want that larger kind of feel? Are you happy that, you're going to be in a Zoom room with maybe 100 and it's going to feel a bit more light touch? Like, that is going to be specific to you, but understand the cohort size. Often, coaching training providers will make it feel to you through their language, through the words, like a really intimate learning journey. But actually asking that question, in reality, how many people am I training with at any one time? How does that look and feel for you? And really lean into that. We know different training providers that do it in different ways. Each has their place. For us, being in our integrity and our values, the maximum cohort that we take at any time is 25. We cap it at that. We wrap the support not only of myself and Jill, but we have a team of student support specialists who are former graduates. They act as mentors. They come in and do observations, and they give detailed feedback throughout the program. It's a highly individualized, personalized learning experience that's founded on community. And that will be for some people and it won't be for some people, but that works for us and in our values, because we know, and everything that we do at the Intuitive Psychology Association is about training exceptional coaches. That's what we do. We train exceptional coaches. And what makes an exceptional coach is that personalized learning experience, is that continual observation with live feedback in real time that you can learn and improve upon, is the peer-to-peer coaching, is the business accelerator module, and is every single thing the way our curriculum is structured. We always ask ourselves before we add anything into our program, does this make our coaches exceptional? And if it doesn't get put in. And if it does, we really double down on that and we amplify that experience, because this is what we're passionate about. We pride ourselves on our results that we get. We love that our coaches go out into this world. Their lives have changed. They change the lives of others. This is a legacy project for us. And you need to understand that about the organization that you go and train with. You deserve to understand that. It's not just about filling in a form and giving your money and like walking away. For us, you're more than that. We know that you're making a career move. We know that you're maybe going deeper with coaching. We know that you're investing a lot in this and you're not exactly sure as to what the outcome looks like. So you deserve the support to be wrapped around you. So take the time to understand that. And as Jill said, in that discovery call, don't be afraid to ask the questions. How many people will I be training with? What does my learning look like?
Yeah, I love that. And just touching more, even so cohort size is important, because you get lost. I feel you get lost if there's hundreds of people. And how do you learn really when you're lost and amongst lots of people? For me, that leads me on to point 4, and Sarah touched on it, as the learning experience. What does your learning look like? You know, a lot of the time I've seen this, because we research a lot of other people as well. And what we've seen is, you know, okay, it's 6 months training, but actually you don't need to do it in 6 months. You can take, 2 years to do it if you want to, which should tell you that it's kind of self-learning and there's no real time limit on it. So you'll maybe pay your money and, you can come in any time, you can message us anytime, but really is that a structured learning experience? For us, coaching is a serious profession and it should be taken seriously. If you're just given 2 years to do the training, who's doing what? How is someone monitoring that work? How are you really learning if you're spreading over 2 weeks? What happens if a piece of learning comes up for you and there's a real trigger there for you, and what do you do with that? For us, we never wanted it to be that way. It's a 6 month training program, and what that allows us to do is it's a suite of sort of online learning, and we have 4-hour calls every second Sunday, and it is an intimate space, and we observe, and our student support team are there and they observe, and you get live feedback. Because if your training is just a bit of online training, maybe that feels a bit like freedom to you and you've got time and space, but is that really what you want? If you want to make a professional career out of this, it needs to have an element of structure. There needs to be assignments. There needs to be an end date to it, because who's holding you accountable? Really, if you are in this profession for the right reasons, make sure that your curriculum has structure, it has pace, it has purpose, there is an end in sight, and you are supported throughout. How are they monitoring your progress? Are you being assessed? Because if it's a 2-year training, or you can finish it whenever you want to, for me, how can you assess someone as competent, Sarah, to go out there to the world and do the level of work that is required when no one has actually been able to assess you?
Yeah, absolutely. And then that leads us on to number 5, which I think kind of brings a lot of these points together. So look for the missing link, not just the new modality. So what do I mean by that? Often we have coaches, and perhaps you'll resonate with this, like you've done course after course after course, and you're still kind of searching for that thing, like you've advanced your learning, but it's almost kind of like created an advanced problem within your business where it becomes muddy and messy and you don't really know how to describe it to someone. You're also maybe not like the embodiment of the work because, you don't have that time or that space to maybe, invest in being coached by someone else. And you keep on signing up for course after course. You look for something that isn't just another certification. Look for something that, one, is going to bring you on a personal journey as well as a professional journey, because just learning the work isn't enough. No. Embodying the work is where everything changes. When you're the embodiment of the work, you take your clients deeper. You have first-hand evidence that this works, and that gives you the confidence to go out and tell other people about it. You can't help that feeling because it's infectious. 2, you have the professional framework and expertise. And actually what we find at the Intuitive Psychology Association is sometimes existing coaches have multiple modalities, but they're looking for that learning and that framework that brings all of it together into one place that makes cohesive sense. So when they go out and they say, I'm a master intuitive psychology coach, they're not one of many. They're not just another life coach. They are one of few. They're one of only the few highly accredited coaches in the world. We're the world's first and only accredited intuitive psychology coach training company. And fun fact, we're only one of 11 in the world to accredit to the level that we accredit at. So when we say our coaches are exceptional, this isn't just another buzzword. This is backed up by the fact that they are accredited to the highest level in the entire industry. And they are one of the world's first intuitive psychology coaches. And intuition is the core of everything. Whether you look at breath work, whether you look at somatic work, whether you look at yoga, movement, whatever maybe it is that you've studied, fitness, when you dial it all back and look at what we're asking our clients to do, they're all intuitive practices. So when you're able to then say, I'm a master intuitive psychology coach, not only do you have the framework of our 34 techniques, our unique shadow alchemy method, our evidence-based modalities, but you also have a home and a framework for your personal evolution and personal growth and development as you move through. So when you start to add breathwork in, like Jill's training as a breathwork teacher at the minute, when you start to add that in, it still can come under that umbrella framework of master intuitive psychology coach. So look for something that's a missing link for you. Don't plug it with just a quick fix course or something that, let's face it, you intuitively know, oh, I'm just doing this because I'm kind of dabbling around the sides and I'm dipping my toe in the water. If you're ready to go all in, look at something that is going to work with you, the whole person, the whole coach. Do they cover business? Do they enable you to be coached? Are you going to go on a professional and personal journey? Does this give you the umbrella term and framework that's going to enable you to add multiple modalities in every single time and give you a structure that makes sense? You're going to be able to explain and engage with clients. Like, ask for more, look for something that has all of it. That's why we've designed intuitive psychology in that way. It's designed in that way because we want all of our students at the end of that 6 months not to feel like their journey is starting and they've now got to figure out business and they've now got to go on their own personal journey and who are they to do this work. It's a runway. They're literally ready for takeoff after that 6 months. And you'll have heard already from Gemma, from Laura, from Ben in previous episodes as to how they're doing it. And we encourage you to go on the website, look at the video testimonials. You know, as Jill said, we're an open book, research it. We stand by our results and what we do, and we're unapologetic about that. We're giving you this information, whether you choose to train with us or not, that's entirely your decision. But take these top 5 things and apply it, because we don't want you to feel inspired by this and to feel like you can do it and to have that courage to make a change, but almost self-sabotage yourself by just taking a quick fix certification that ultimately is going to maybe not bring you to where you know you're capable of going.
Yeah, if you want to be exceptional, train with an exceptional company. That's it. And that's it. Because if you do something at a sort of, oh, well, it's okay for now, your business will just be okay for now. And how you do one thing is how you do everything, so I hear. So just to really bring that back to yourself, this is it. This series that we've had, listening to people who are in the space doing the work, that is not just a couple of people. We normalize success in intuitive psychology. Community is at the heart of everything that we do, but we normalize success. That's just not... That is normalised, Sarah. People that come through the doors, it blows our mind in a way, and it doesn't. More from a gratitude perspective for me, I feel like it blows my mind, because it's wow, look at these incredible people creating these ripples of change in the world by these teachings and what they're learning and what they're sharing in the world. But let's normalise the success that comes out of IPA. It's huge.
Yeah, it is huge. So if you're interested in training with us and you'd like to research us,
yes,
which we encourage you to do, or to book a discovery call, you can head on over to our website. You'll find lots of information there, including a free masterclass, some student testimonials, more about the curriculum. And if you would like to apply, you can hit the apply button, that'll take you through a short application form, and then to book your call in directly with me and Jill. It's important that we meet you, that we get to know you, that we understand your dreams and ambitions and where you're at, so that we can have that honest conversation as to whether we feel it's the right time for you. We want it to feel like the right fit, and we want to be honest about that with you. It's also your space to ask any questions, and for us to answer, maybe speak to some of those fears, doubts or apprehensions. We really look forward to hearing from you. We hope that this mini series is continuing to inspire you and to prompt that action and to take you on that unknown path that's calling you.
Thank you so much, everyone.